Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, until next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi! Hello and welcome to The Voodoo Man, Chapter 6, Forward! So you think you could tell heaven from hell? Blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel wheel? A smile from a veil? Do you think you could tell? And did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cold breeze, cold comfort for trains, and the US trains, a walk on part in the war, for a wee roll in a cage. How I wish you were here. We just two lost souls, swimming in a fistbowl, year after year, running over the same old yard. What have we found? Same old fears. Wish you were here. Waters, Pink Floyd. Wish you were here. December 2013. Knock, knock, knock. Maxine! The tourist spoke loud enough for her daughter to hear her through the closed bedroom door. She kept her voice tender and hoping to not trigger the girl. Can we chat? I miss you, sweetie. Go away, Mom. Master's tone was stirred but not harsh. Haven't seen you come out of your room in over 24 hours. Your father and I are worried about you. Please, just talk to me. Vanessa heard the girl on the opposite side of the door shift her way in bed. Her mattress wasn't old, per se, but it certainly wasn't new. The springs audibly shriek a bit when jointed in the slightest. She listens as 2 feet hit the carpeted floor with a thud. Several steps grew in volume as mass repulsed. The door was then unlocked and slightly pulled open. 2 blue bloodshot eyes peeked from the crack. Here you are! Vanessa's heart broke, seeing her only child's murder her pale appearance. Dark circles encompassed her half-open eyes, and her cheeks and nose were rosy from wiping tears. Max didn't say a word. She only stared back at her parent. Finally, the first girl stalked back to her room, lay down and covered up, leaving the door still mercilessly ajar. Vanessa pushed it open further and followed behind. She stood above her startled teenager, looking up the proper words to relay to her. You need to eat, honey. Vanessa regretted saying it as soon as the words left her lips. It wasn't her intention to seem aggressive or demanding at that time. I know you feel like the world has crashed down around you, and in some ways, I guess it has, but you have to move forward. She regretted that part too. From the field of position and under the covers, Max would draw, twisting around so her back faced her mom, head turned away. Twist no forward. Don't you see that? Maxine, you are so young. You just turned 18 a couple of months ago. You have plenty of life left to live. No, there's nothing left. Not without Chloe. Vanessa has already spoken to her daughter several times the last couple of months, attempting to cause her Filmora and help her through the loss. She too had lost people she loved in the past, so the woman understood grief, at least to an extent. Staying busy and moving forward kept her sane, and she hoped she could simply convince her little girl to do the same. Everyone grieves differently, you know. When someone we love is no longer in our lives, we hurt. It's difficult, certainly. She sat on the edge of the bed, reaching out and placing her cold palm on the lower portion of Mass's nearest leg. Let's go do something. Just me and you. Ice cream or Chinese food. Or walk in the park. Anything you want. Oh. Or maybe you could call Kristen or Fernando. No. Vanessa didn't know what to say anymore. But she knew she had to do something quickly. Depression went deeply in their family. She experienced her own mother's battle with it in her entire life. She did not personally understand that particular level of misery, but it was clear that darkness could completely eat a person until only a cell remained. Unless they found something to cling to during the toughest parts, it could end very badly. This terrified the woman. A way forward and something at least for her seemed to be the best way out of the gloom. Well, she searched for the words, but they still wouldn't come to her. What could she say to motivate her child during the lowest point of her entire life? What I mean is still nothing. Matt sighed and then fully pulled the covers over her head. Suddenly, the middle-aged brunette felt a burst of anger burning inside of her. She really lost control, but this felt different. An insistent motivation sent over the edge. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Look, Chloe is dead. That's a fact. Yeah, it isn't fail. Not at all. Vanessa shook her head. It's such a terrible, horrible thing to have happened to a young lady in our lives. But do you think Chloe would have wanted you to be down in the dumps like this? Forever? No way! The Chloe I remember was always pushing you to try new things. Bring you out of your cell. You were always so confident with her around. Even though it concerned me and your father, we always knew it was the best thing for you in the long run. There's no chance in hell she would be happy with you, laying in bed and crying over her for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, but that isn't fair to her. She's gone. You are healed. Live your life forward, Chloe. Maxine? Max promptly pulled down the covers, turned her body, and faced her mom. She untucked her arms and ran fingers from both hands through her messy hair. A look Vanessa hadn't seen in what felt like forever appeared on the freckled girl's face. It gave her hope. Maxine? Max took an airy bath, then suited herself to an upright position. She turned her head towards her mom and luckily wrapped her arms around the woman, nearly driving from her bed. Vanessa's breathing hits. This time, it has the odor of the pill that begun tearing up. She tried to secretly wipe the moisture from her eyes on her shoulder, but wasn't sure she could hide her own emotions at that point. She shrieked back and let herself sink into her daughter's embrace. It felt warm and comforting. Fond memories of younger versions of the mother-daughter pair played through her mind. "You're right, Mom," the girl whispered from the side, voice cracking for recent lack of use. "Thank you." Vanessa smiled, not really understanding exactly what happened, but it didn't matter. She was simply overcome with joy, and she was filled that the mood was shifting. Optimism permitted throughout the room, which was more than she could have hoped for only moments prior. They held each other for a while, neither wanting to let go of the other. After several minutes, Max pulled away. "Mom, I need a shower. Then we can eat." Vanessa nodded, not wanting to question anything for fear of messing up whatever was happening. "I have a new purpose now. I will find Chloe again, no matter what it takes." It may have not been exactly what Vanessa wanted to hear, but it was a step in the right direction. Max had a new sense of hope. She could deal with that. It was a good start. "Oh, okay." Vanessa sat aside as she followed Vanessa into the hospital. "She can call you Maxine, but I cannot. This sucks." Her eyebrows were angled down, and the features on her chill face seemed tossed towards the middle as if she were angry. Max knew it was only a facade, though. Surprisingly, she found it charming. "I was so worried about you." Max's mother released her daughter and returned to her feet. "How do you feel, sweetheart?" Vanessa helped to collect the empty fuel containers and utensils. Then she shivered the over bed table to the side. Max wasn't sure how to respond at first. On some level, the individuals in front of her were from a reality that didn't exactly exist. And despite her own feelings seeming complicated at the moment, she wanted so badly to find her best friend again, until she could navigate through the Voodoo Man's labyrinth of confusion. She needed to make the most of her situation. "The Voodoo Man brought me here for a reason. I just don't know why. Yet." "I'm good, Mom." Mastery said, "I just want to get out of here. Can you help me with that?" The woman rubbed her on the leg and near her ankle. "From what I hear, that's up to you, Maxine." "Mom, I know this probably isn't the time, but can you call me Max from now on? It would really mean a lot to me." Victoria giggled. "Ha! Not just me anymore. Take that, Vanessa Caulfield." Max's mouth shrugged, following the girl's trunk. "Sure, Max. Anything you need." "Thank you." Max walked back and forth between her mother and Victoria, trying to figure out what to say next. "Victoria, will you excuse me?" Vanessa requested, bobbing her head towards the door. The blonde sighed and expertly rolled her eyes. "You want me to leave so you can have a mother-daughter moment? I got it. Guess I go back to Black Hill. Mr. Jefferson wanted me to meet him after hours for a personal photography lesson. Said he could teach me to get my work noticed without my parents' help." "Oh, fuck! Jefferson! He's alive and still at Blackwell in this reality? Fuck!" A fully sense of panic prickled through Max's body. A doubled memory of Simmons's, a bunker, and being tied down rolled through her mind. She suffered uneasily as she tried to figure out how to pulse the situation. "I can't contact David. It's a damn bus driver here. Shit!" "Arva, babe." "No, Victoria, you can't. I don't know how to say this, so I just say it. You have to stay away from Jefferson. He's bad news. You have to. Please, just trust me." "Oh, Mass." The tallest of the children spoke in response. You don't need to be jealous. Those inside of you is pretty cute. It's only for my career, nothing more. I promise. So Cassidy placed her palms toward, together, like she was about to pray while nodding. Even though I'm sure he wants me. God damn it, Victoria! Just listen to me! Maxine! Vanessa swallowed. What's your language? Max shook her head. Should I even care what happens in this place? It's a fucking dream world. I just need to get Chloe back. You think she's worth all that? Another thought crossed Max's mind as it did before. Like a frozen version of herself bleakly taking control. Don't worry, Max. I know everyone is on edge since Kate was missing. First, Lisa or Amber this year. Now that Bible thumper. I'm not worried though. Jefferson said he would meet me tonight and make sure nothing bad happens. He will protect me. I trust him. Kate is missing now? No, I can't. Even if this world isn't real, I can't let that happen to them. Max knew she needed to think of something drastic to convince her friend from getting drugged and potentially murdered. Victoria, come over here. She formed her index finger on the hook, repeatedly moving it outward, then back in with a slight flick of her wrist. Hoping to convince her from her nervousness to move closer towards her. I need a proper goodbye from you. It's been a while. Max half grinned and puckered her lips. Am I really doing this? Victoria slowly turned her head, looking at Vanessa with wide eyes before shuffling over to Max's side. Are you sure this is okay in front of your mom? Vanessa turned away. It's fine. Jeez. She stepped to the window and stared out, both hands on her hips, slightly shaking her head. I wondered what they talk about while I was in my coma. Does Mom really not care about me and Victoria? Max watched as Victoria craned over and inched towards Max's face with her eyes closed, lips pursed. Part of her actually wanted the kiss, showing her closeness with someone who cared about her. Even if she didn't understand it, it felt nice. It was tough to recognize herself in this reality, however. Another part of her felt a kiss would almost be like she was cheating on Chloe. That's ridiculous, Max. Max stroked the thoughts away as she too lowered her eyelids. She could feel the tall girl's breath on her skin just before their mouths touched. After lingering in the moment for a couple of seconds, the girls' lips were drawn together. Not much time passed before Max abruptly pulled away, retracing a small hoof from the blonde who was pushing in for a deeper kiss. She brought Victoria's upper body in towards her chest for a hug. They awkwardly wrapped their arms around one another. Max generally placed her head on Victoria's shoulders for her endearment. This feels so warm, Max whispered. Please do this one thing for me, Victoria. Do not visit with Gibson tonight. Trust me, I have a bad feeling. And it's not jealousy. Honestly. Please, babe. It felt terrible to share a moment like that with someone that she believed hated her guts not long ago. Someone who was vile and hateful towards others in her reality. Mostly, though, it felt yucky because she kissed someone other than who she really wanted to. God, what am I gonna tell Chloe if I finally get her back? Shit, Max. No, don't think like that. None of this will matter when she's in your arms. Victoria stood to her feet. Fine, Max. I'm not sure what's gotten into you lately, but I give you the benefit of the doubt since you're in the hospital and all. Plus, You know I must love you to want to kiss you before you brush your teeth. Ew. Simply, something like that would gross me out. Anyway, I just go chill with Terry and give Mr. Gibson and his issues. No biggie. Ciao, babe. She waved her hand over her head as he exited the room. Vanessa properly stumbled to the door. She distinctly closed it, paying close attention to the handle, apparently waiting to hear the last fasten. After it clicked, the woman faced the interior of the room with a frown. Mask, I really don't know what you see in her, but we have bigger fish to fry at the moment. Things we need to discuss. Honestly, Mom, I really don't even know myself. I wish I could share certain things with you, but I'm afraid to. At least right now. She might try to keep me in the hospital on it if I mention anything about different realities or time travel. She's thinking I'm nuts. Probably best not to open that can of worms. Listen, Victoria Vanessa begun. I haven't allowed anyone to talk to you about what happened until I knew you were ready to handle it. I think you are ready now. It occurred to Matt that she wasn't entirely sure why the alternative version of herself was in the hospital. She knew previously had to make a decision about ending Chloe's life, but she didn't recall what she had done. If Chloe did die, that means he'd give her the additional morphine, doesn't it? Yeah, Mom. Tell me. Your father and I have had a numberless conversation with William and Joyce. Usually they were so upset they wanted to blame you for Chloe's death. They even considered pressing charges. But after the autopsy showed no foul play, they decided to spend time grieving together. You and the Quill, as far as the law is concerned. I didn't give her the morphine. I'm so confused. They said, Vanessa continued, that something had happened. The daughter was living on all the time as it was, but she at least had several months ahead of her, maybe years. You were actually showing up for the first time in ages. Then Chloe dies. I don't know, Mask. I would probably have a reaction similarly, but it's tough to think rationally after such a profound moment. Does that make sense? The hospital door opened and a group of nurses entered the room. Well, this will be fun, but we're taking the caterer out, Miss Caulfield. The nurse who must have been in charge at the time directed the other two as they began putting medical gloves on. You want to leave? You have to use the restroom on your own. It's not safe. Vanessa squeezed her daughter's shoulder. We could talk more after. The woman left the room, giving the nurses enough space to work. So, I could leave soon? Wait? Max asked. Just use the restroom and I'm a Quill? It's not that easy, Miss Caulfield. You just woke up from a coma. Gotta stay the night for his authorization and all. Doctor's orders. The medical professional reclined the bed and helped Max lay back down comfortably. I won't lie, this will be painful. I'm sorry in advance, dear. The catheter was then removed and the staff helped Max clean up. It didn't hurt as badly as Max assumed, though her mind was intuited with thoughts about what she would do when she finally got out of the hospital. After the line was removed and Max was completely free from all the cubes and machinery, everything else happened rather quickly. She was allowed to get out of bed, walk around, and even take a brief shower. Her strength had returned to nearly 100%, almost as if they had never been in a coma in the first place. Her mom stayed with her the whole time, of course. She turned Master's cell phone and asked her to call her father, who was overjoyed his daughter was recovering so swiftly. He apologized that work would allow for him to be in Care Bay, and the man seemed genuinely upset he was anchored to his job. At night, Vanessa stayed in the room with Mass. She slept on two oversized chairs put together as she had every other evening. The two discussed the day Mass spent with Chloe prior to the coma and how Mass missed her so much. She'd been missing the regret in her heart for not really reaching out to her after they moved to Seattle. She paid careful attention to her words, making sure she didn't miss anything about her true reality. Vanessa expressed her regrets during that time in their lives as well. She admitted ripping her daughter away from everything she had ever known so abruptly probably wasn't the best thing for her. She was just glad Max was alive and moving forward in the present. It was actually nice to spend time with her mother. In her reality, Max had distanced herself from everyone during her search for Chloe. Over the past year or so, she was so laser focused on finding a way to bring her power back that she allowed all real human connection to fall away. Emily, Max, and her mother fell asleep. Max didn't know what to expect for the Voodoo Man's games, so it surprised her when she woke up the next morning right where she fell asleep. When she came to, Max saw that her mom was still asleep. She located her phone and noticed that it was mid-morning. She didn't recall any sort of bizarre experience during the summer. But she realized she had a missed call sometime during the night. Her heart nearly jumped just from her chest. It read, Chloe's cell. Max sat up, eyes wide and mouth griping with fighting hands. She pressed the button to redial. After several rings, a voice on the other end picked up. Matt Caulfield, the man sniffled. It was William Price. His voice sounded like he had been chewing on rocks, shaky and deeper than she ever remembered hearing before. William? Is that you? A muffled sob came through the speaker, sending an insultly singing moist mist to Max's eyes, quickly filling them. Hearing Corey's father cry made Max feel like she just wanted to die. He meant so much to her as a daughter, and she knew the impact the man had on her best friend's life. No matter if he had lived or not, William's face was directly tied to Chloe's future in every timeline she visited. He cleared his throat, gathering himself before responding. Max, we need to talk. Hi everyone. This is Emma 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, you know, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!